What's up, guys? Dylan Rush with Cage Side Press, joined today by the lead play-by-play man for Anthony Pettit's Fighting Championships, Flex Fight Series, Empire MMA, Kumite, and many more. MMA media personality, Twitter extraordinaire, Ben The Bane Davis. How you doing, Ben?
Great, man. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. Thanks for taking the time. I want to go back in time for a second. I want to start from the start. Where were you born? Where were you raised, Ben?
Yeah, born and raised in Cave Creek, Arizona, man. You know, spent my whole life there in State 48 and graduated from ASU last year. So everything I know is largely desert related. And, you know, I didn't really love pro sports when I was younger because Arizona, we didn't really have that great pro sports team. So, you know, but yeah, born and raised in Arizona.
ASU, I heard that's a pretty good school.
It's a fun one. I don't know. I think a couple media personalities have come out of it. No, yeah, Arizona State was great, you know, and I did finance, which is certainly a big departure from what I do right now, but still good experience, great networking, and a lot of fun in those 4 years.
ASU's better than U of A. I hope the schmo is listening to us right now.
He went to U of A?
Yeah.
That fucking bitch. Damn it.
So you just mentioned you weren't into pro sports too much growing up. How did you fall in love with MMA?
2017, John Jones, Danny Cormier too. You know, that fight was the first one that I'd watched, first card that I'd watched, and the energy that I felt in the Buffalo Wild Wings that night was just unreal. It was unreal. It was electric and infectious, and from that point forward, I was just addicted to following it, and then after probably 4 or 5 years of just being a fan, I started to really get the ball rolling on some deeper involvement. Esports,
That's how you
man.
started, right? You're play-by-play for what, 6 top promotions now, but you started by commentating the video game, UFC.
The most ridiculous backdoor entrance to sports broadcasting I think you could possibly take. It was, you know, aggro fighting, Rage in the Cage, ESFL, fucking Premiere, whatever it is. Those were, yeah, I mean, I was calling stuff from Friday to Monday, several broadcasts a day for a good, I think like a year, you know, of just doing the esports while I was also doing a lot of the media. And thankfully, I was able to just parlay that into opportunity and opportunity after that.
But not only, it wasn't luck though, because I remember running into you at, I don't know, should I say a bar? It was a bar, so we'll say a bar. I ran into you at a bar when you were just doing the esports, you were just starting out, and I feel like you had said to me that night, or I feel it just got the vibe that you were planning on parlaying into a play-by-play career. You were planning on starting with the esports and branching out and getting into real commentating fights.
Is that how we first met?
Yeah, we met at a bar.
I don't remember this night at all.
Carson via whatever. We were a Devil's Advocate Thursdays, 11 to 1. They had the half-price drinks, buy one, get one free.
Thirsty Thursdays.
And some girl comes up to me, she says, "Yo, you do UFC stuff, right? My friend does UFC stuff." And that's how we originally met, and you were telling me that night that you did the commentating for esports, but you were planning on branching out and doing it for the real thing.
There's a larger plan, yeah. No, I think I always had greater ambitions than just esports, right? And especially the combat sports scene. It's just not big, the esports community. You know, there's not a lot of money in it, there's not a lot of real opportunities. So ultimately, yeah, I was like, I want to do the actual thing. And I will. It's a lot of luck, man. I mean, it's a lot of shit beyond myself that's resulted in where I'm at. I can only take credit for my own hard work and effort and networking and positioning, but so much could have gone wrong. Thankfully, so much has gone right.
Twitter is really where you've hit your stride. It came out of nowhere. I remember your Twitter got deleted originally, no? Did you have like 1 or 2 Twitters?
2 accounts have come and gone, unfortunately. This is the 3rd Twitter account that I've had.
Because at that first Bellator event, I remember you were just hitting like 3,000 or 4,000 followers, but you had already hit that in the past. Your account got deleted.
it was a lot of like, starting and stopping and resetting for the dumbest reasons, of course. The first Twitter account was deleted because I was managing at Amazon for a period of time, and one day I thought it would be funny to stage like a fake fight announcement with myself and Chase Hooper. Chase thought it was funny. Chase is a great dude, but a lot of people felt that it was a real fight announcement, and so the comments were just people going, "Oh, Chase is gonna rip this kid's head off. He's gonna tear his legs apart." Yeah. And if you remember, I would just respond to people and say what they said to me back at them. So let's say you said, "Oh, Chase is gonna rip his head off," I would go, "I'm gonna rip your head off." And Twitter felt that I was just threatening dozens of people, and they put the kibosh on me.
So how many followers you at now?
I think it's at 24.7 or something like that.
So, So
a lot of growth.
With the fame, with the growth, with the 24,000 followers comes a lot of hate. I've seen you have some haters, of course, as many, famous people do. You're a famous guy now.
I'm not, no.
You're a famous guy.
I'm not,
in a niche community.
In a very niche community, I suppose there's a little bit of notoriety, but no, there is a lot of hate as well.
How do you deal with it?
I don't. I want to kill myself every day. No, I don't know, man. I mean, this is something I've preached for a while now. Like, if you are just chirping and chatting shit, but you aren't doing anything, you're just sitting on the sidelines, and I'm the one that's actively here making moves, commentating. I mean, since February, I've been on the road probably like 3 weeks a month. Sometimes, I mean, there was a 7-week stretch where I was just going from this to that to this to that. So for me, I go, okay, that's really cool that you can talk shit online, but you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, and there are some differences, like especially with Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley. I'm kind of getting lit up about
Sean
a
O'Malley
post
responded
that I
to your
made.
tweet. Were you asleep when that happened?
I didn't even see it. You know, I didn't even see it until the next day when someone had texted like, "Oh, Sean quoted your thing," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." I think he was a good sport about it. He was like, "I have won," and
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Again, I wasn't shitting on the guy. I was just making a fun stat about how there's nobody currently on the roster that he had finished. Of course, that changed in Boston.
In a monumental way.
And it was a fantastic finish. I mean, it's people draw the Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor comparisons. It's that fade back and then counter. It's beautiful. And again, he's an Arizona guy, so I'm happy that the belt's coming home.
I gotta ask you this, Ben. I've seen you interact with countless fighters, hundreds, countless interactions, and you're always a respectful guy. You're always a nice guy. You know, you do the job the right way. But I see some of these haters. One of the things they say is they feel that you're disrespectful towards some fighters. What do you say to that?
That's an interesting one. I do get that. And I had someone the other day, and we're going to talk about it in a minute, but he was like, "You're just like Derek from Better." And I was like, "No, fucking, you better park it right there, Buster." Yeah, you know, I think that at the end of the day, I have so much love and passion for this sport and the industry and, you know, the people that are in it. I hold the belief that so many guys and girls don't understand what it takes to be in the UFC and winning at that level, and just the admiration that I have. I try to be as respectful as possible. Do I tweet sometimes and walk the line? Absolutely. I think that I recognize that you have to be a bit polarizing on social media, and is it a little bit disingenuous to do stuff for engagement? Sure, but it's engagement. Fuck you. You know, I got to do it. This game is all about numbers, man. If you're not generating numbers, nobody cares. And if you're just always Mr. Respectful, goody two shoes and whatnot, then, you know, I don't know. I walk the line, and I never feel like I go too far across it. You know, I never think that I'm really shitting on people outside of like Dylan Dennis or guys that have just the worst reputations that it's easy to pop shots on. By and large, I love so many people in the industry and have so much respect for everybody that for people online that want to chat shit and say that specific critique of me, I think it's completely unfounded and fucking stupid.
Well, you're much more than Twitter. Of course, we mentioned the play-by-play for the esports now for 6, 7, even more promotions.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
goes up by the day. But you're doing a lot of great stuff outside the play-by-play, outside of Twitter. I see you doing podcasts. You were just on the, what is it called, Still Friends podcast?
Still Friends
That's a good one.
podcast with Justin Hyong, I believe is his last name. If I butcher that, sorry, man. I don't think he told me his last name.
But also the watch-along, the Calabasas, I forget what is it?
Calabasas Fight Companion.
Calabasas
Yeah.
Fight Companion with Brendan Shaw, Bradley Martin, right? These are two big names, and they're calling you out. They want you to be on. You did a great job talking the fights, doing your thing. How was that experience for you?
It was crazy. You know, I mean, it was a real wild opportunity, and especially Schaub's done so much in combat sports and comedy, and, you know, people have their own mixed opinions about him, but he was the nicest guy of all time in person, and we hung out, I think, an hour after the Fight Companion. I saw him in Phoenix for UFL 3. He came down with his producer, Chin, and, you know, spent the evening with them. Just a really good team, and, yeah, the chance to be on that Fight Companion was a lot of fun. I mean, my game plan when I went there was just drink as much as possible, and I think I did that, so.
I was going to say, you hammered some beers in that one.
I hounded him. I fucking hounded him. And Bradley Martin was a really interesting guy to share a room with for 3-4 hours. He was a lot chiller than I expected. You know, all things considered.
He's a nice guy too.
Nice guy, you know, really respectful. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of funny. His girlfriend was there, and she just like hung out in the waiting room for the entirety of the card. I'm like, she could probably. There was an open seat because Cheeto unfortunately couldn't be there, so I'm like, she could have just hopped in as well. But no, Brad was cool. Brendan was awesome, and hopefully I can be back. I saw a lot of comments online and you know, on the video especially going, yeah, get Ben Davis back on there. I'd like to see Ben Davis back on there.
I would too. I would love to see that. Speaking of Cheeto, real quick, you think Cheeto gets that next title shot in December?
Ooh, it's tough, man. And this, it's hard because guys like Merab Dvalishvili have really earned a shot. You know, he's on such a great win streak. More deserving. And Corey Sandhagen just beating Cheeto and then extending that win streak with a decision over Rob Font. It's hard for me to say if I view the sport as, you know, more of like a meritocracy and who's earned it. I don't know if Cheeto has earned it, but holy fuck. I mean, that would be an amazing rematch.
course,
And I think the
course.
stakes of it and the storyline, and that's the split for me, is I love the stories. And again, I was a pro wrestling kid and loved the WWE. And so storylines is what gets me going. But at the end of the day, I think that there's maybe a few more deserving guys. But if Cheeto does leap across the bow, there's been worse title shots granted to people.
That's a fact, but we also know that the UFC loves Sean O'Malley. Come on, and I think he's a champion now. Maybe he calls the shots. If he wants Cheeto, I think he's going to get Cheeto.
He's going to get Cheeto. Because Merab, as great as Merab is, I don't know if he has the most fan-friendly style. And a guy like O'Malley in his first title defense, you're going to want to inflate the fuck out of that build-up, and nobody can probably make it as big as it can be outside of Cheeto Vera.
I think so too. We're speaking about all these fighters. Let's talk about a different fighter right now, one that I'm sitting with, one that's in the room, Ben The Bane Davis. You've been boxing, you've been training, you had Rumble at first, now you're over at Arizona Combat Sports, right?
Oh, dude, Rumble, yeah. I was a boxing trainer for a year, I'm the worst guy to have come in and train people to fight, dude. Like, I can't, I'm out of shape as a personal trainer, you know what I mean? I'm up there like, all right, give me that jab, and I'm getting winded.
You were calling out Derek from Better.
Calling out Derek from Better. I think Derek is really just a piece of shit, period. He's a fucking idiot. Showing up to these press conferences, being as disrespectful as people fucking say I am, you know what I mean? And even more so. Like, it's just he's such a stain on the sport. I know that nobody really in the industry likes him. That's why they're taking away his opportunity at the mic, man. Him sitting on his dumb ass at the Boston press conference, bitching about, oh, the UFC PR won't give me the mic. Yeah, you idiot. Of course they fucking won't. And they shouldn't. You should be completely ousted. You're a fucking nobody. You're nepotism hire at Better. And sorry, pal, you're not fucking funny. Nobody's laughing with you.
Is he a nepotism hire?
I think so. There's no facts on that, but I have yet to see someone say that it's not true. Yeah. So if you've earned your shot at that stupid company, great. I don't think you have, pal.
So it doesn't seem like you're going to be boxing him anytime soon.
No, Derek's a pathetic bitch. I don't think that he wants that smoke, but we might have found someone that does.
And who might that be?
It's the son of mixed martial arts icon Anderson Silva. I'll be taking on Gabe Silva September 23rd on a Misfits card in Newcastle, England. Going across the pond, and listen, it's Chris Weidman and me. We're the guys that are going to be stopping Silvas. You know what I'm saying?
Much respect, man. So are you really taking this seriously? I mean, I assume you must be. If you're fighting the son of Anderson Silva, you said in Newcastle, England, you're having a real training camp for this one, and where's it going to be at?
Yep, Arizona Combat Sports, Showtime. Seth Wheeler is going to be my head coach, prepping me for it. He's one of the best strikers, I think, in the state, and I feel confident going into this. Gabe is a really highly decorated fighter. I mean, I have the utmost respect for what he's accomplished and obviously who his lineage is, but I don't think that he's Anderson Silva. I don't even think he's Khalil Silva. Gabe is a guy in his pro debut who took on an 0-6 fighter, and it was a bit of a back and forth affair. Decisive win. I mean, Gabe, you got it done. Congrats. But 0-6, and now you're fighting a play-by-play commentator. Come on, dude.
When you talk about this sport being about numbers, of course, this could only help you in terms of publicity, good publicity, bad publicity. It's all publicity at the end of the day. What do you think a win would do over the son of Anderson Silva? What would that do for you in this stage of your career right now?
I think a win would be massive. I think if I'm able to beat Gabe Silva with, again, no combat sports experience, it would be the greatest story, I think, in 2023. And I've already had such a fun year that this would be a great feather in the cap if I'm able to go out there, execute the game plan that Seth and I are cooking up, and come out victorious. And I think it's a real possibility. I'm a guy who is consistently underestimated. I'm going to be overlooked heading into this one, and I think I'm going to surprise a couple people. Even if I don't come out with a win, I think, the takeaway is going to be, man, Ben fucking showed up.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing this for the money or the exposure or something else?
I'm doing this to knock Gabe Silva the fuck out. I see flaws. I see holes. Like Kevin Lee, baby. I see some weakness. I don't know. Maybe Kevin fits into it. Maybe Kevin's next, man. Who knows? No, but genuinely, I think that it's a great matchup. I'm hungry for it. I've been chirping for months to get in the influencer boxing scene, and I'm glad that it's happening. And, it's a mountain. It's a mountain to climb, but I'm prepared for it. And win, lose, or draw, I'm going to go in there and leave it all in the ring.
What's the prediction? What round? Is it going to be a finish? Is it going to be a decision? What are we thinking?
I'm thinking round 4 TKO, or I get it done on the scorecards. Listen, I'm going to be there late. That's the reality of the situation. Gabe's going to have to swim in my deep waters, and I don't think he's anticipating that. He's going to walk in here and go, oh, it's a play-by-play commentator, and I'm Gabe Silva, and they're putting me in this big opportunity. I'm going to get a highlight reel KO and, get catapulted into the stars. That's not what's going to happen. I'm going to be there when he doesn't want me there. And when he's sitting in between rounds and looking across and I'm staring right back at his ass, I think I can break him.
You know what's crazy? If the worst scenario were to play out where you are on the wrong end of a high
If I get sparked immediately?
If you get sparked immediately, I think if anyone could turn that around for a positive and turn it into something amazing, it would be you.
Yeah, you know, I think...
not that you want to do that.
Not that I mean, yeah, no, for sure. I've thought a lot about that, and again, recognizing the challenge that is in front of me and how talented Gabe Silva is, that it is a possibility. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, it's a walk in the park. I have never fucking fought before. I had a grappling match which I got dusted in 13 seconds. That is the most combat sports experience I have. So coming into this, yeah, I'm at such a huge disadvantage. And in the event that that does happen, it would be a bummer. But at the end of the day, I think that there is no outcome that's a bad outcome for me here. I think it's a win-win any way you cut this cake. If I get sparked, if I lose a decision, if I knock him out, if I win a decision, there's nothing bad, in my opinion, that people could say. Because again, I'm a play-by-play commentator. I'm a broadcaster. And I'm fighting Anderson Silva's fucking kid.
It's pretty dope.
Pretty fucking dope.
I'll tune in. I'm sure the whole community will tune in. I bet you'll have a bunch of people rooting for you. And a bunch of those haters hoping that you get sparked in the first round.
It's a thing, man. You know, I think there's going to be something for everybody here. And all those haters, they get to either celebrate or shut the fuck up. And in the event that there is this rejoice, Spain gets knocked the fuck out, you know, more power to you. I'm a people pleaser, even if it's not people that really support me. There's another grappling match. Fury Pro Grappling. I'm not done, baby. Come on. I got my foot snapped, 6 weeks in the boot, but I'm coming back in December with a fucking vengeance. It won't be Brad Bolton, because that would not go my way. But I'm going to be back on those mats in, you know, Massachusetts, and I think people are going to be really, again, surprised with my sophomore appearance at CFFC.
So this is going to be December in Massachusetts.
December, I'm going to come shake it up in the whatever fucking arena.
So wait, so the next few weeks are going to be boxing.
Yep.
Of course, preparing for play-by-play, doing the play-by-play, but boxing. Then we're going to go into what, a grappling camp?
Well, there won't be a camp. I mean, I'll just show up kind of like I did last time. I mean,
a little bit of training for this one?
Yeah, maybe I'll do a little strength and conditioning. Maybe I'll work on my cardio. Granted, if I get dusted again in fucking 13 seconds, I won't need good cardio.
Do you retire after 0-2 from grappling, or do you...
Nah, man. I think if I go 0-2, third time's the charm. I'll be right back in there. That's what I'm thinking. No, but like anything, you know, with the boxing and with the grappling, I don't really define it as wins and losses. And I know a lot of people do, and I know I definitely got a lot of shit for the grappling, right? But it's the experience, and I'm an opportunist at the end of the day.
The ultimate opportunist.
Exactly. And so when I want to look back, because you never know what's going to happen in life or how long I'll be in this industry for, I just want to look back and go, man, I kind of checked a lot of the boxes that I wanted to, and I had a lot of chapters that not everybody got to have. So that's my goal, and that's kind of what I live for.
Is there an opponent? Are there some names being tossed out, or is there an opponent?
I don't know, because we're still chatting about it, but ideally, the person that I have in mind, he's a play-by-play for a pretty big promotion. So hopefully we can lock that down. That'd be a fun one. The Battle of the Broadcasters, I think, sells better than me
Dane
getting...
versus Daniel Cormier. I'm looking forward to it.
No, dude, no. He's not an athlete.
Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds amazing. I want to ask you this question. I always end interviews with, what do you want to be remembered for most? I have asked you that before. You gave me a beautiful answer. But we talked about this year. But overall, what's your goal, Ben? Like, what do you do this for? What are you hoping to achieve in this industry in your career?
You know, it's clear that I've got my hand in a lot of different pots. I like to have, you know, a decent amount of balls that I'm juggling in the air. Let me rephrase that. I like to, hold on a second.
Free spin.
With my reputation, I probably shouldn't use that. I shouldn't use that example.
I'm not cutting it out.
Yeah, keep it in. No, I like to have a lot going on, you know, so I don't think I want to say, oh, I want to be remembered for one specific thing. And again, I mean, dude, we're very new to this industry. I hope that, you know, years down the road, I can answer that question with a better answer and more that I've accomplished. But no, I think play-by-play, you know, for a major organization is the biggest box that I'm looking to check. There's very few seats and opportunities at the top, but I'm just going to keep grinding my way and eventually hopefully get there. Maybe a mixed martial arts debut in the future. I think that's it's something that I'm angling for, and it makes a lot of sense. Maybe CFFC after a couple more grappling matches, I'll kick off a main card or something. But no, I mean, I just want to be remembered as a guy who is a lot of fun, and again, never said no to anything.
Works hard.
And works hard.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but isn't it so cool to think that right now we have these 3 cameras facing towards us. We set it up ourselves. Maybe in a few years we'll look back and laugh. Maybe we'll have people doing this, like maybe we'll have like a little company going. I don't know.
We've got one person doing it for us.
We got Dylan Napoleon doing it for us, but I don't know, man. I feel like the future is bright for you, man. Definitely.
I appreciate that, man. Likewise.
Real quick, a message, not to the haters and not even to the fans, but to people out there that want to pull the trigger on something, that want to give something their best shot, that are a little bit, I don't know, uneasy, weary about doing it. What advice do you have to people in that category?
There's never going to be a perfect time to start. There's never going to be that exact moment where you go, okay, finally everything is clicking together and now I need to get my podcast going. Now I need to start doing media. My best advice is start now, start yesterday, you know, because you're going to figure it out along the way. You're going to build the plane as it's falling. And I think the more that you wait, the less success that you're going to have. And again, don't let any reason stop you. I mean, I majored in finance, and during my junior year was like, fuck it, I'm going to start doing esports. I'm going to start hopping on these Bellator virtual media day calls. Like, I had every reason to not do it. I had every reason to just subscribe myself to the philosophy of I don't have a major in it or I don't have a background in it, therefore I can't accomplish it. But you can do whatever you put your mind to. And like I said, no perfect place to start than right now.
I think you're living proof of that. I'm so excited to see not only this boxing match and the grappling match, but all the play-by-play, all the stuff you're doing out there on social media, these podcasts, these watch-alongs. The future's bright, man. And I know you didn't come this far to come this far, so I'm sure you're going to keep killing it like you always have. Ben The Bane Davis, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.